I will, I guess, think for like 10 more minutes and then read the editorial, because I already 1 or 2 weeks ago tried some of this. It won't be easy to understand the statement even for you if you're seeing this for the first time, because it doesn't seem to be a very nice problem. This will be a short stream. I will not even bother pinging people like on Twitter or anything like that. Link. Here's a link. Yes, today short stream, just 1 hour. What was this problem about? I had some visual interpretation. No stream on Thursday. Actually, there will be a lot of streams. You can see all of that here in the calendar, but also if you type schedule. This week, there will be, I think also there will be stream on Saturday. So almost every day starting from Thursday there will be something, just not the usual stuff. There will be Atcoder Open, coding game, and lockout tournament on Saturday. Just starting from Thursday, a lot of unusual streams. Check out the schedule. So I will also paste it. Schedule. Yes, anybody can join coding game. Let's try to draw it. Hello, attractive side quest. This is a short stream with just a single hard problem. Should end in 1 hour. We are given T. Six, 5, 1 and T equal to 3. This will be xi, this will be yi. The points are 0, 6. Then the second one is 1, 5. And always when we draw a new point, we can draw this line, wait, number of smaller indices such that your value is smaller than my value. Okay. We draw a line like this. The number of points already existing below this line must be equal to x coordinate of a new point. And then we have the third point with y coordinates 1. Yeah, like that. We are given a sequence of y coordinates, like 6, 5, and 1. We need to choose such x coordinates that for every new point, if we draw such a line with proper slope, t equal to -3 in this case, then the number of points below this red line is equal to x coordinate of any point. Instead of being given this sequence A, this is A. Instead of being given this sequence, we are given some sequences from which we generate every element of sequence A. There are many ways to create sequence A, but we need to find for every position the sum of values of x. Yeah. So we focus, for example, on first position, always this x coordinate will be 0, and then we need to compute something for second position, and so on. Okay, that's the statement. If you want resolution lower than 1080, you can go watch on Twitch. This is a link. Oh, that's nice, actually. I think Restream bot is fixed now. Or maybe not. No. Still YouTube doesn't get that. The result of link command isn't put on YouTube, sadly. And K are very small. I investigated already 2 weeks ago some DPs, but it isn't enough to know the coordinate of the last point. Hi, Engerworm. Still, I have no idea how to approach it. Can it be anything different than DP? Can be something related to contribution. Like, how often, even for that 651 sequence, we have 3 positions, how often this element will increase this one by +1. That depends. There is some value here, one of many chosen, maybe 20. Here there is one of many values chosen, 15. This choice, it just means that if x coordinate of this value is greater by at least 2, then something happens. If they are on the same level, assuming that t is equal 3. They have the same x coordinate and you're below. You need x coordinate greater by at least 2. Maybe there were a lot of elements before. If you have x equal to 7, then if your x equal to 9 or above, then this guy is counted. Yep. Can I get a new guy with x equal to 20 without having any big x so far? I can. That happens if points come like this. No. If points come like that, and then there is a point here. Everything else is before it, like below the line. Did I uninstall Ubuntu? No. I didn't, but I use virtual machine now. So I will keep drawing in OneNote or whatever Windows program I choose to do. It makes things easier for me in OBS and with drawing. It's enough to say in how many cases this will happen. Maybe I already know in how many cases this happened. X equal to 7. But this can still be 0. Okay, let's look at first sentence of the editorial. You shouldn't look at editorial like 5 minutes after trying to solve a problem, but I tried to solve it before. I'm just getting back to it. I want only the prefix. Let's see with this. For lexigraphically greatest x, there is no such I. No value z is in interval from a1 to a1 minus t. Okay, that's some hint. Every point is projected to some point on OY axis, like this one. This is projected here. And then they say, if you're here, no next point will be in this interval. If it was, if some next point will be, let's say, here or there, it would be projected there. It would be better to shift it by 1 to the right, then it will be projected here, and this point will get below. So every value, it takes some interval on this axis. Let's say that this is the first point. Then this interval is forbidden. There will be no point such that it will go exactly there, because it will be better to shift it by 1 and it will go here. Is that enough of a condition? It seems so. Now if some point will point there, no, wait. Next point can be here. Let's say that second point is by default on this height, but it's in forbidden area, so we put it there, gets projected here. Then also this area gets forbidden. Now, can it happen that new point arrives here? Oh, maybe the forbidden area expands to twice this. Because if any point comes in that interval, it will go outside. Seems good. Always we maintain some forbidden intervals, and when a new point comes, we add plus t to it while it is in red interval. Then what happens if new point is, let's say, there? Then it will be like one interval, then second interval coming from you, third coming from you, fourth coming from you. This big interval gets forbidden. This point is always some initial value plus a multiple of t. And this length of forbidden interval is always a multiple of t. When I'm looking at a value from the input, let's say that t is 10, and I'm looking at value from the input, bij equal to 27, I think value 7 modulo 10 will be very important. This value will be transformed to 27 or 37, 47, and so on. I would need to say what's the number of cases where the previous intervals will not forbid 27. Then what's the number of cases where such that they will forbid 27 but allow 37. And up to 50. So maybe you can brute force it. 50 to 50th power is too much. Brute force would be exactly this complexity, k to nth power. Secret drink. I'm drinking Huel. It's quite healthy. Doesn't taste the best, but it's quite healthy. If anybody will grab value from interval 27 to 37, then 27 is forbidden. Smaller than. Yeah, let's for a moment don't care about ties. Okay, so 27, 37 would finish our run immediately. If there are two values in interval from 27 to 47, then also 27 would be bad. So the count in this interval, we ask whether it's smaller than 2. The count in 27, let's move this. We ask if count in 27, 37, this must be exactly 0. No, so smaller than 1. Then 27 through 57 should be smaller than 3, and so on. Only then Bij will stay at value 27. We will not increase it. Hi, game more gasm. But this is about initial, not about initial values. Maybe something was initially below 27, but we increased it. Why we increased it? Maybe there was some value 20, but also there was somebody else in interval 20-30. So 20 became 30. That other value in this interval might be above 27, might be below. Yes, math is important in excelling competitive coding. It isn't that important for beginners. I don't see how to progress. Next sentence. Yeah, I understood this for the first value, A1. Then I analyzed what it does for bigger values, for next values, AI. Consider obtaining a sequence from the lexicographically greatest in the following procedure. Oh, if a sequence of x's is bad, then we decrease it. If something is in bad interval, move it down. But I only see how to do it clearly for A1, not for other elements. They take xi plus 1. Oh, they want to make a shorter sequence. Okay. I was very far away from this idea. We look at final configuration, and then we cut the first element, properly decreasing other elements by 1. If we remove this guy, this point will shift to the left, so also down by 6, down by t. Really having trouble wrapping my head around this problem. Yeah, it's very difficult to even think about it. It's so abstract. Such problems aren't very nice. They are so artificial. Best problems are natural, but still with such strange tricks, like getting rid of the first element and then doing something with the rest of the sequence. It isn't a standard technique. Can we win gold in our first IOI year? I don't think anybody did that, so assume that you can't. But it's very hard to understand really limitations of human body and mind. Please speak English, and no, there aren't any subtitles in Polish, unless something is automatic on YouTube, I don't know. But the fact that we shift some point by 1 to the left, It might mess up a lot, I think. This was the first point. This was, well, its line. And now if somebody was above, we shift him by 1 to the left. But what if there was some guy here and earlier... Oh, there couldn't be anybody here. This was forbidden area, because then it would be there instead. So there, a moment ago, there was nobody in this stripe. Then everybody in this stripe, we shift by 1. So from this area, we shift to this area. And relatively to each other, everything is the same. Fine. The points here are not affected at all, or are they? Oh, everything is here shifted by 1. I see, I see. But still, this area was empty a moment before. And if we number stripes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, later it will be here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relatively to each other, everything is fine. Those are stripes, such that for them, this was counted as point below you. And then again, we can look at first point. It's guaranteed that the stripe just below him is empty, because it was optimal sequence, and we can easily remove them. How to use it to compute the answer? I guess we will do the same process backwards. Doing the same process backwards means going from the end, knowing how many times each value is increased to something. If input is this, then second value is chosen from this column, 82, 73, and so on. I believe this is T. Yes, this is T. 45. So the second value will be 82, or 82 plus 45, or 82 plus 45 twice, and so on. I can have dp for that. It will be like dp of column, then row, how many times this value exists, 178, increased by something, and t multiplier. How many times on this position there is value from this row of this column, and it is right now increased by that many times by t. Then we add the first value. It isn't increased at all first. And then we know that, well, if I add this particular first value, then this guy will increase by 1. So from that, I will move to dp of the same column, same row, but here it will be tmul plus 1. Assuming that you are greater, assuming that value at this cell plus t multiplier times t, if that value is greater than 129, for example. Yes, I'm streaming on YouTube too. I think this is problem solved. The complexity will be and assuming that n and k are the same, n cubic times n because I have some new column times n because I iterate over row in that column. I believe it will be space is n cubic, like you're seeing here, and this is space complexity and time. I will code it now without reading the rest of the editorial. Remember, you don't always need to read the whole editorial. Just try to read something, treat this as a hint, try to solve a problem. Maybe while implementing I will notice some other issues, then I will think how to resolve them. But I don't think I would solve this without editorial. I'm running Ubuntu now to do some coding. Implementation should be very easy. And as I said, the stream will be short, likely 15 minutes of implementation now, and that's it for today. Hi, hot potato. Need to check if maybe there are some confidential files. I'm always scared of that. I will reveal something by coincidence. Not by coincidence, not on purpose. This is E. What problem are we solving? E from 35, right? Sometimes I just like to put the stream on my other tab and solve different problem, helps me code. I think a lot of people do that. Later. People like just listening to just something, anything, like watching TV, not really watching TV, turning TV on just to have some sound. Oh, wait, what problem I'm solving then? This is from 48. 48 wasn't my round? Maybe it was 47. Okay, this thing. Read the whole array of B. And I want global arrays. I think it will be convenient with DP. Then maybe instead of NK, let's name it height and width. If my code was more complicated, I would first analyze the sample test and see, just analyzing on paper, if I'm getting correct answers. But code will not take much longer than analyzing the sample test. like that. Now, iterate over columns. This way I go for sequence A from the end. I already know what's the number of ways for every outcome on the right. Wait, do I? Oh. Knowing those numbers of ways on the right is enough to say how many times here I'm increased by +1. So it would be enough to compute the score, expected score in this column. But not the answer. Damn it. Next columns are not independent then. Assuming that I know this for bigger columns, can I compute the same for new column, smaller by 1? I focused on contribution to the answer, just to know what to print. I think you might have rows columns swapped. Oh, really? A2 taken from the second row? You're right. I thought that it's taken from the first row, first column. That would make sense because the sequence A is horizontal, so first element from first column. And I see my mistake. So that's wrong. Do swap row column. Thank you. But anyway, my solution isn't complete. Well, actually, my new column here, it affects future columns. It's not that right now I'm computing my DP. I'm updating DP of next column. I'm still thinking about columns instead of rows. But I hope you get the idea. I'm assuming, in my thinking process, I'm assuming that A1 is taken from the first column. I don't care about the relation between different columns. It's just that when I'm in column 5, I'm looking at column 8 and I'm saying, oh, sometimes you're bigger by +1. Yeah, that will be fine. Okay, now let's try to keep in mind that we go through rows. And this way we add new first element of A. Iterate over bigger rows. I guess I'm iterating over column as well, no matter the order. New first element, let's call it A1, is B of row column. Let's call it R2, R2C2. We'll scroll up to make it easier for new people to see what I'm doing. C2, no, all the columns there. I need to now update the DP of R2C2. That's the goal. Here there are different multipliers. The last dimension means how many times t was added to that value, and this int is how many ways there are such that this happens. To update this, we will have tmpdp. How many times at most? Let's go with max n. tmpdp of I is dp of R2C2I, and clear this value. Now let's iterate again. I need to compare value A1 view. If A1 smaller, than b of R2 C2 plus I multiplied by t. This is what I'm comparing. Maybe plus additional t. If smaller, then dp of R2 C2 I plus 1. This line means the multiplier next to this number increased by 1. Hence, change to I plus 1. Assuming that this value A1 here, I iterate over columns. And from one of them, I will take this value A1. Not necessarily it's exactly this. I cannot take two of them. It's like a knapsack where you take one of few elements. You need to save your DP here. dp of R2C2I is dp of R2C2I. So this is old dp. Fine. Now I iterate over the new value A1, and I need to update those future cells. This gets removed. If this, then dp plus equal old dp of R2C2I, like that. Now let's think of exact condition. If this 10, if I'm adding 17 now and some value on the right was 20 or was 10, 15, then now it gets increased by 10. If it's 7, it is not increased. If it's 8, it is increased. This new value must be greater than a1 minus t. Strictly greater. Then according to idea from editorial, we will raise the point on the right. Assuming that the editorial indeed wanted me to then go through the process backwards. We need to start with something. Alright, I need to say dp of roll call 0 is 1. Let's print some stuff. Sometimes multiplier was 1. It means sometimes we add stuff, but not always. In two cases, if this is the value, then in two cases we increase it by 1, by t. I think it's exactly those two. Is it right to say that this is 1? I think this shouldn't be 1. This should be a power. For all choices on the right, this is the same value. Also, let's remember about modulo at the end. For now, later I need to fix that to do it with integers. This is bad, but power of at every row I have that many decisions. How many times this happened? That many times. If I'm at row h minus 1, then this is to 0 of power because nothing happened on the right. It's like if I'm tossing a dice with that many sides, that many times, then this is the number of possible outcomes. Something's wrong. Oh, not call the width. That's the number of possibilities for every row. And now the good thing is that the total number of ways of what happens with some number is 4, because there are 4 possibilities in total. Maybe, let's say value is b of row call plus mul times t. And this will mean twice we have 1 on the first position, twice we have 2 on the first position, twice we have 3 on the second position. Well, this means actually the sample explanation doesn't explain those values z, but this represents value 2 plus t, so indeed 3. Mul is what is important for me. In 4 cases, 0 is on the first position. In 1 case, 0 is on the second position. In 3 cases, 1 is on the third position. This is right. All right. Now, second one. Is it good for the last row? 1 possibility for 0, 1 for 1. Oh, they don't explain. but this is 1 plus 4 plus 8. Good. Yep. And here I bet there will be overflows. A lot of them. If I compile with proper debugging flags, it will even tell me in red, I believe, that there are overflows. Too many printing stuff. Too much. Yeah, runtime error, sign overflow. So let's just add modulo functions. What do we have? Plus equal, multiplication. I don't need this. Could be done faster with an if. I don't want to bother. What? Nope. The last value is good. This value is very bad. Is it the only bad value? Oh, still runtime. Okay. Yeah, the power. Should have put some to-do or warning here. But still good. If you have proper compilation commands, they will tell you. I don't need fast exponentiation. Again, B is array name. And my power. Two, 4, 8, 2, 4, 8. Still using power. Yeah, I didn't look at chat. I was too busy focusing on the code. Accepted. Let's finish reading the editorial. Do they also go backwards? And what's my time? 2:37. That sounds reasonable for n to 5th power. Right. So this is fast. So we have h divided by 2, w. I mean, this is divided by 2 because we have a pair where one is greater than the other. And this could be limited by something. I bet this can be done 4 times faster. Just would need to think what the maximum multiplier is so far. It's like it's related to the distance from me to that guy. No? I thought that's it. Can multiplier be greater than that? Why not? Oh, R2 minus row, obviously. I bet that even smaller than is enough, but that's, I wouldn't do that during a contest. Let's check new running time. And I also want to see how much faster it will be with modified addSelf function. But if I do a plus equal b, if a greater equal mod, a minus equal mod. Now it's twice faster and with better modulo operation. Link command works only on Twitch, sorry about that. But you can access it in description of YouTube video. That's cool. There's multiply at one place. Yeah, but you care. Running time is affected only by bottleneck of your solution. This is something in 5 nested for loops. This is the only place with n to the 5th power complexity. Whether I can do this twice faster or slower doesn't matter at all, because it's only in n cubic part. For same reason, I don't need to optimize this to like also some kind of distance. Yes, I indeed solved the problem. Just now I'm checking what different optimizations, how much they would help. This is already cache friendly, so should be fine. Yeah, what does the editorial say? Let JIT denote the last element of that. You can find the number of that such that this is j for every pair ij. The complexity is the same, and they use dp such that this is j. Yeah, okay, that's I think that's exactly the same. Cool. Yeah, they do the same. I can look at standings, see results from the competition. A few people solved it during the contest. Seems crazy. I would never get this idea. Okay, Umnik solved it fast, so let's see his code. Whether it's the same or not. Yep, it's like exactly the same. Same complexity too. And same time, minus 20%, whatever. Cool, then I'm done with round 48 of Atcoder. If we go to Atcoder checklist, that should fill one more row for me. No, I want AGC. Yep, this one. Finish this, and still we have a lot of Atcoder grant contests to go. I hope that in around 2 years I will be able to fill this table completely. There will be no Tuesday Atcoder streams, I believe, for next 2 weeks, because I will be busy with other streams. Check out my schedule. But after that, so at the end of November, maybe we'll move to those 2 problems, jewelry box and histogram rooks. Plus I need to copy paste my solutions for this round. Then finish DEF to get this done by the end of this year. Can I do it? Maybe. Yeah, let's try to do this by the end of the year. Then next year, I don't know, maybe just go in reverse time order. Grand contest, Atcoder Grand Contest 40, 39, and so on. Won't be easy to do. With such an artificial problem statement, it kind of makes sense. There's only one way to solve it. Yes, I think you're right that it's more common for natural problems that they are solvable with several ways. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. That's it for today. I will not even rate anybody. It was supposed to be a short stream. It was a short stream. Need to go do other things. Remember, on Twitch, oh, I'm not even logged in, right? I am. You can grab here a link to my calendar of streams this Thursday. So in 2 days I'm doing coding game. It will be AI bot, so game tournament for bots. Then I'm commenting Topcoder Open semifinals, then finals. Saturday is lockout finals, coding game day 2. I think this I will remove just for the lack of time. Then again, Topcoder Open, coding game, Topcoder Open, coding game. A lot of stuff these 2 weeks. Then after this week, crazy week, I will get back to normal schedule. The Tuesdays will still be hard Atcoder problems, or sometimes other things like, I don't want sound, like geometry, hard geometry problems or something, but this year Atcoder only. Thursdays are coding interviews, and Saturdays I will experiment with different type of Codeforces streams. I will first choose problems from mashup competition, just like how is it called, Galen did. This block is kind of related to what I will do. I will not go topic wise, I think. You can read about it, of course, on Codeforces. What is Coding Game League? You will see it in the statement of the problem. You don't need any knowledge in advance. Yes, I'm going to stream coding game. And no, I don't play CS. Okay, thank you.